I almost didn't know what I wanted to say. I was almost scared.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like 190,000 million in Instagram. I mean, she's got 160 or some
It's like
crazy shit.
130 and 150 or something like that.
Insane. Like,
handling that in her 20s.
Oh, how do you not be crazy? And good luck when you're older. You know, Justin Bieber had a post the other day on his Instagram talking about all the drugs that he did when he was younger and how much it fucked him up. And now he's got a relationship with the Lord, and he's got, he's married, and he's trying to be a normal person.
Yeah.
But he's struggling with the fact that he was insanely famous when he was a kid.
You know, Diddy bought his son a Bentley. Maybe, he could buy you one also while you're
He
out.
got me a Lamborghini.
That's nice.
I haven't gotten it yet, though.
Yeah, I know. When is that coming, that Lamborghini? We talked about this last
He
time.
had the Lamborghini for a day or two, and he had access to the house, and he knows better than to be talking about the things that he does with Big Brother Puff on national television.
So check this out, yo. Justin, you ever seen the movie 48 Hours? Right now, he's having 48 hours with Diddy, him and his boy. They're having the times of their lives, like where we hanging out and what we doing. We can't really disclose, but it's definitely a 15-year-old's dream. I have been given custody of him. He signed to Usher.
I'm signed to Usher.
I had legal guardianship of Usher when he did his first album. I did Usher's first album. I don't have legal guardianship of him, but for the next 48 hours, he's with me.
Because I think if a victim comes out against Usher, it'll show how egregious it is. Because if he can be a predator, then anybody can be a predator.
Can't smile in your face the whole time.
You feel what I'm saying? Like, people look at Usher, they don't see that. They're not seeing the victim. They're not seeing that boy that got rushed to the hospital. They're not seeing what the intentions was in his heart when he took Justin Bieber there.
Oh.
Let's be honest. He took Justin Bieber there. Diddy had been trying to get to Bieber for a minute. And his management was backing him off. But it wasn't until Usher took over management and had guardianship and gave temporary guardianship to the diddler for 48 hours. Think about that.
So many horrific accusations, though, involving young singers, children.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
It's insane.
He makes R. Kelly look like a decent guy.
The you of then was on a path of self-destruction. Oh, for sure. Yeah, I would have, for sure, 100%. Yeah. It would have been no bueno. It was bad. I don't know if I'd be alive, for sure. It was dark. So I'm very, very grateful to have influences in my life that have played a huge part in me seeing their relationship with Jesus and their relationship with their wives and their relationship with their kids and saying that's what I want. But I want to definitely tell my story so that if that resonates to anybody, that they can hopefully.
Months ago, I was really struggling mentally and emotionally, and just there were so many things that were adding up, and I wasn't able to enjoy any of the things that I owned.
That stuff's not going to matter to you.
None of the actual things did anything because I was so hurt and I was so confused and I was so sick and there was all these things and I was like, I can't, there's like, you just can't, like you said, you can't enjoy the actual physical, tangible, like things that money offers, right?
But yeah, just protecting those moments because people take for granted encounters and
This is why Joe Rogan will never do an interview with Justin Bieber.
I always say this about Justin Bieber. When people hear about him going insane, like, of course he's going insane. You have no idea what it would be like to be him and to be 17 years old. And girls literally trying to break into his house. They're coming down chimneys. They're flying in on parachutes. They're doing anything they can. They just want to be around him. You want him to be normal?
Oh, man, poor guy.
Joe Rogan just hit his boiling point, and this time it's all because of what Selena Gomez said about Justin Bieber's past. After years of staying silent, Selena finally opened up about what she witnessed during Justin's rise to fame. Her words were emotional, raw, and revealing. And when Joe Rogan heard it, he absolutely lost it. What's coming to light now isn't just gossip. It's a warning about one of the biggest names in music, Sean Diddy Combs, and the impact his influence had on a 15-year-old Justin Bieber. For Joe Rogan, this isn't about celebrity drama. This is about power, silence, and the real damage done behind closed doors. Selena Gomez and Justin Bieber had one of the most public relationships in pop culture history. But few people knew the full story behind Justin's early years, until Selena started pulling back the curtain. In a recent emotional moment, Selena spoke about how Justin wasn't just dealing with fame, but with the fallout from being surrounded by people who didn't protect him. And she named one of those people without hesitation, Diddy. According to Selena, Justin was never the same after being brought into Diddy's world at such a young age. She described a shift in him, a loss of innocence, a change in behavior, and emotional walls that never used to be there. He stopped trusting people, she said. He became quieter, like something happened that he didn't want to talk about. When Joe Rogan heard those words, he immediately made it the topic of discussion on his show. And his reaction was explosive. Selena's not a liar, Rogan said. She's not in this for clicks. If she says something messed Justin up, we should believe her. Rogan went on to break down everything fans have been piecing together for years. Justin's sudden shift, his awkward interviews, and especially the infamous clip where he talks about Diddy taking him for 48 hours. You see that clip now and it's haunting, Rogan said. This is a teenager, 15 years old, being told by Diddy, "You're with me now for 48 hours. Why? What could possibly justify that? Back then, people laughed. It was treated like a quirky celebrity moment, but Rogan made it clear there's nothing funny about a teenage boy being separated from his team and handed over to a grown man with a long history of questionable behavior. And now, with Selena confirming that those days left permanent emotional damage on Justin, the entire situation looks even worse. She's seeing firsthand what he went through, Rogan said. This isn't a rumor. This is someone who loved him, who saw him up close, saying that Diddy was a part of the problem. Rogan's fury didn't stop there. He pointed out that Diddy's legal issues are stacking up. Lawsuits, federal raids, destroyed footage, and dozens of allegations. This guy didn't just party too hard, Rogan said. He built an empire on manipulation, and Justin walked straight into it as a kid. Selena said Justin struggled with trust for years. He'd open up, then shut down. He'd get close, then push people away. He was holding something in, she said, something he didn't want to relive. Rogan believes that something may have been what happened during those early interactions with Diddy. If you're 15 and you're being brought into a world like that, told to act like an adult, treated like a product, and Diddy knew exactly what he was doing. Selena didn't reveal every detail, but she didn't have to. Her message was clear. Justin was failed, not by the fans, not by the fame, but by the adults who were supposed to protect him, and now Rogan is calling out the system that allowed it all to happen. How many people knew what was going on, he asked. How many turned a blind eye while this kid was being pulled into rooms he didn't belong in? Rogan wasn't just angry, he was heartbroken. He talked about how Justin tried to smile through it, keep performing, keep pushing forward. But you can't hide pain like that forever, he said. It comes out, and now we know why. Selena's comments have reopened a flood of questions about what Justin went through and who let it happen. She didn't accuse anyone directly of wrongdoing, but the way she described Diddy's influence was chilling. It was like he had a grip on him, she said, and Justin didn't even realize it until much later. Joe Rogan called it out plainly. Diddy's empire was built on silence, but people like Selena, they're breaking that silence. As Diddy faces lawsuits, public backlash, and possibly more investigations, the timing of Selena's revelation couldn't be more important. Rogan said it proves what many people have suspected for years. Diddy wasn't just a flashy music mogul, he was someone who used his power to influence and isolate isolate
overnight.
young
But
talent.
creative teams
And no
shifted
one's
campaign
asking the real
focus to product
question, Rogan
attributes over
added,
personality,
why was Diddy
cropping
ever
faces
allowed that
tighter,
kind of access
shrinking
to a
font sizes,
teenager?
facial phases of the
Rogan
trial so
praised
far.
Selena for having the
Credentialing staff
courage to
drafted
speak up,
color-coded
even
badges to the
indirectly.
proceedings,
She didn't have to say
emphasized that
anything,
Bieber's
he
upcoming
said. She
appearance
could have moved
is not
on, but
built
she
on
didn't
rumor
because
or
she knows the
said
truth
government,
matters.
setting the stage for
Justin,
testimony
according to
that could
Selena, has
reshape
been
both the
working for years
evidentiary
to
narrative
heal.
within
Therapy,
minutes.
faith,
Combs focused on defense
reflection.
strategy and
It's
corporate
all
impact
part of
mitigation.
his
He weighed
recovery.
potential backlash,
But those
knowing
early
that
years
aligning
left
with federal
scars.
inquiry against a
And
fellow
Diddy's role in
them
that pain
required
is no
extra
longer
deference, but
something
zero
people can
post-event
ignore.
selfies. They paired
Rogan
those
ended
records
his
with
rant
digital
with
forensics
one
pulled from
final
seized
message.
servers.
Diddy's time is
Triangulating
up.
messages among
The
event
truth is
planners,
coming
media
out.
confessionals
And
has unfolded
if
almost
Selena
entirely
Gomez
in
is
public
speaking
view.
up,
Today, however,
you
become
better
graphic.
believe
All
there's
of
a
it
lot
flowed into
more to
staggered
the
Google Drive
story.
dashboards under
This
project names
isn't
like
just about
patient
protecting
or
Justin
brand
anymore.
misalignment.
It's about every
Strategists
young
flagged
artist who was
phrases
handed
likely
over to
trend.
powerful
Authorities
figures
steal for
without
crowd control
supervision or
complexities
care.
unique
It's
to
about
pop fandom.
accountability, and
Past
it's about
experiences
ending the
showed
cycle
that
that Diddy
rumors of
thrived
Bieber's
in for
presence could
decades.
clog nearby streets.
Selena didn't
The
name
city
every
yet even
detail,
as
but her
litigators
words
fenced
were
over
enough to
optics,
wake people
ancillary
up.
players faced
And
their
Joe
own
Rogan
reckonings,
made sure
only
the
to
world
dominate
was
news cycles
listening.
well